Picture a quiet Louisville street, a sleek car parked under a dim streetlight, its engine silently choking on salt, its vents glittering with malice. In July 2025, Stephanie Carlquist, a 31-year-old pregnant woman, turned her ex-boyfriend's pride and joy into a $12,000 wreck. She slashed tires, smashed windows, and poured glitter into the AC vents with chilling precision. To the world, she was a soon-to-be mom, stressed but harmless. In reality, her rage painted a darker story, one that left her smiling in a viral mugshot that shocked the internet. This is the story of how a breakup fueled a costly crime. Welcome to Deadly Divas. I'm your host Alex, diving into the cases of women who shock and captivate. New videos drop every Tuesday, so hit that subscribe button and join our true crime crew. Today, we're unpacking Stephanie Carlquist's bizarre vandalism spree. What makes this case stand out is the glitter, the salt, and that unapologetic smile. Stephanie Carlquist was 31, living in Louisville, Kentucky in 2025. She worked a steady office job, lived in a modest apartment, and was expecting her first child. Her life looked like a Pinterest board for new moms. Baby prep posts on social media, a supportive dad ready to step in. She had that privilege, a family safety net, ready to bail her out, literally. She met her ex-boyfriend, let's call him John for privacy, through mutual friends at a local bar in 2024. Their romance was short-lived, barely 6 months, but intense. Early red flags? John later told police Stephanie had a temper, snapping over small things like unanswered texts. Once, she threw his phone across a room during a spat. It wasn't criminal, yet, but it hinted at the storm brewing inside her. Their relationship started hot and heavy in mid-2024. John, a mechanic in his late 20s, was smitten by Stephanie's charm and quick wit. They bonded over late-night drives and dive bar karaoke, but by early 2025, cracks formed. Stephanie grew possessive, accusing John of flirting with others. He tried to keep things civil, suggesting they take a break in March. She didn't take it well, bombarding him with calls and texts, pleading then raging. John, frustrated, cut contact by May, hoping distance would calm her. It didn't. From John's perspective, he just wanted peace. But Stephanie's messages turned darker, hinting at revenge. By July, her anger wasn't just words. It was a plan. Have you ever had a breakup that left you fuming? Let's be real, we've all been there. But what Stephanie did next was on another level. On July 6, 2025, Stephanie struck. John was at her place trying to pick up some belongings after another argument. She slashed one of his car's tires, stranding him. He walked away, figuring he'd deal with it later. Big mistake. Between July 15th and 20, while the car sat at her Louisville residence, Stephanie unleashed chaos. She poured salt into the gas tank, corroding the engine beyond repair. Glitter went into the AC vents, a petty but infuriating touch. She cracked the windshield, smashed the rearview mirror, and shattered the radio screen. The damage? A staggering $12,264.96, per Goodyear's estimate. The car, co-owned by John and his mom, was totaled. John discovered the wreckage on July 20th, his heart sinking as he saw his lifeline reduced to scrap. He told police it felt like a punch to the gut, not just the money, but the betrayal from someone he once cared for. Witnesses, including a neighbor, saw Stephanie lurking near the car late at night, her movements deliberate. The glitter in the vents? That's what makes this case wild. It's vandalism with a personal, almost theatrical twist. The investigation moved fast. John reported the damage to Louisville police, who zeroed in on Stephanie. A neighbor's security camera caught her near the car on July 15th, her hoodie barely hiding her face. The real bombshell? Stephanie confessed to the tow truck driver picking up the car, casually admitting she wrecked it. The driver tipped off John's mom, who showed police screenshots of Stephanie's Instagram messages to John, apologizing but blaming her pregnancy stress. Her father sealed her fate, texting John, "I'll make sure Stephanie pays for the damage." When police confronted her on August 14th, 2025, Stephanie was unfazed, admitting to the glitter and windshield damage, but shrugging off the rest, saying John's car was overdue for problems. Her arrest at her apartment was quiet, but her mugshot, a bright, unrepentant smile, went viral, sparking memes and debates. She was booked into Madison County Detention Center on a $12,000 bond. In court, Stephanie faced one count of first-degree criminal mischief, a Class D felony in Kentucky, carrying up to 5 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. Her defense leaned on her pregnancy, arguing emotional distress clouded her judgment. She offered to pay restitution or even give John her car, but the judge wasn't swayed. John's testimony was raw. He spoke of the financial hit and the emotional toll, saying he couldn't trust anyone the same way again. His mom, co-owner of the car, echoed his pain, calling Stephanie's actions vindictive. There was no trial. Stephanie took a plea deal, avoiding jail time. The prosecution pushed for accountability, citing the calculated nature of her acts. If you're as shocked as I am by that mugshot smile, hit subscribe. We've got more wild stories coming. On September 10, 2025, Stephanie was sentenced to 3 years of probation and ordered to pay $12,500 in restitution. The judge called her actions a deliberate attack, noting the premeditation. Stephanie showed little reaction, only saying she wanted to move on for her baby. Her father stepped in to cover part of the restitution, sparing her immediate financial ruin. For John, the money didn't erase the betrayal. He had to borrow a car to get to work, his life disrupted for months. The case closed quietly, but the internet kept it alive, with that mugshot plastered across social media. What drove Stephanie? It was more than a bad breakup. She had a pattern of fixation, unable to let go of perceived slights. Her pregnancy stress amplified her need for control, turning resentment into destruction. For John and his family, the impact was lasting, financial strain and a loss of trust. This case echoes others, like the 2015 Kentucky woman who ran over her ex. But Stephanie's glitter and salt combo is uniquely petty. It raises a bigger question. When does personal anger become a public problem? Society often shrugs off small acts of revenge, but this shows how they can spiral into costly chaos. Today, Stephanie lives in Louisville, under probation until 2028. She's reportedly focused on motherhood, keeping a low profile, but her mugshot keeps her infamous online. The lesson here? Revenge, no matter how creative, comes with a price: financial, legal, and emotional. Next week, we're diving into another jaw-dropping case of betrayal. Subscribe so you don't miss it. What do you think? Was Stephanie's punishment enough, or did John deserve more justice? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep this conversation going. Thanks for watching Deadly Divas. I'm Alex, and I'll see you next Tuesday.